teacher training is not going to work. Consultants are not going to work. We really have to build a new operating system for schools in this country. Now, it is easier said than done. So what I did along with my co-partner was visit some of the best schools in the world, whether it was US, Finland, Singapore, and some of the best schools in India, and try to figure what was the operating system that they were using to really be good, and how could we then leverage those learnings, codify them, contextualize it for India, and build an operating system for our country. Those learnings told me that basically there are 5 things you need in such a system. The first one, it has to meet the needs of all stakeholders in school. It cannot just be about teacher training. It has to serve the need of the teacher, the student, the principal, the owner. Second, it has to impact all workflows. Most technologies in school make a ERP or a messaging system or a transport tracking system, but that's not what a school is about, right? School at the core is about teaching and learning, so all workflows have to be managed. Technology is not the only answer, because sometimes we think of technology as a panacea. You have to have a combination of physical and digital. Then you've got to ensure that what happens in school is connected to what is happening at home. Most Indian students go to tuitions where the tuition teacher is doing her own thing and what is happening in school is something else, and nobody connects it for them. And lastly, you've got to use technology in creating knowledge graphs and data codes so that everything is integrated. So if you think about it, whether it is connecting the dots from Mahabharata to my personal experiences of visiting India versus Singapore, or whether it is about deeply worrying about a problem, by doing all of this and then figuring out what were the exemplar situations across the world, what were the great schools in the world doing, we built what I call an operating system for schools in India. Right? This is what LEAD has built, which is, if you give me a school, within 6 months, through our operating system, we can transform that school into an institution which will build the skills in the students, which will give them the confidence to succeed in life, because that is what the purpose of schooling is, right? Today, we are able to do that for 1.4 million students. We are able to see visible differences in their outcomes, whether it is conceptual understanding, whether it is collaboration skills, whether it is thinking skills, whether it is communication skills. We are able to work with 50,000 teachers across 3,500 schools across the country. And whether it is students, whether it is teachers, whether it is parents, whether it is school owners, each of their lives are getting improved through building the operating system for schools in India. And my big learning out of all this, for the last 15 years we've been working in education, and for the last 10 years we built LEAD, is that if you really deeply care about a problem which is large enough, and do whatever it takes not to just think of solutions as inverse of problems, but to apply system thinking in solving deep-rooted problems, then you can have a large outcome. And at LEAD, even though I said we are serving 1.4 million students, India has 270 million students. So we're just getting started. There's a long way to go. I don't even know whether in my lifetime we'll be able to solve this problem. But what we're doing is building LEAD as an organization on the right values and culture, so that that organization outlives us and continues to attack this problem, and that organization will solve the problem. Because if we are able to give students the skills that will build in them the confidence to succeed in life, then these confident kids will build a confident India. Thank you. Questions? Education tugs at everybody's hearts because all of us have gone to school, and some of us are parents.
Good morning, great talk. My name is Lavanya. I think education has been one of the biggest changes prior to COVID or during COVID that has taken place. We see children suffering right now. Shouldn't we have sit down and change the curriculum? What we've done right now is the same old wine in new bottle. Same curriculum, same syllabus, but a different methodology of teaching it. Shouldn't we have changed curriculums and the processes on how we deliver it, rather than just using technology and teaching the same stuff?
Yeah. I completely agree with you that technology is just not a means of transmitting the same knowledge to students. Technology actually can be a big catalyst of change in also what is taught. Actually, what the government has done with the new education policy 2020 is a massively important and positive step. I think over the next 3-4 years, we will see the impact